I really had a lot of fun setting up this Halloween background, but it is time for a change in decoration, so...
If one word describes Thanksgiving in a nutshell, it's awkward. Awkward family reunions where you pray to piss no one brings up politics, awkwardly chewing that dry, bland turkey for the next 4 weeks, awkwardly trying not to bring up the holiday around your Native American friends, awkwardly trying to figure out how you're supposed to decorate your house and what movies you're supposed to watch for this holiday, and awkwardly wondering what we're even supposed to be celebrating after you learn that that cute little story you were told in kindergarten is in fact turkey shit. Me, myself, I can only think of 2 things to do on Thanksgiving. Watch the South Park special with the giant man-eating turkey attack, and review Mouse on the Mayflower. If you weren't here for Feathertop last month, let me bring you up to speed. 20 years ago even, my 6th grade class had to watch 3 fabulously stupid holiday specials. We fought back by playing Mystery Science Theater 3000, and these movies wound up becoming cherished inside jokes for us, or at least 2 of them did. But in fact, this was the 3rd time we were subjected to Mouse on the Mayflower, because we had already watched it in 2nd grade and 4th grade, and now we were watching it for a 3rd time in 6th grade.
Even numbers only, what does that mean?
And despite this being our 3rd time, this movie did not become a cherished inside joke to us the way that Feathertop and Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer did, which tells you something about just how much of an impact this special will leave on you. Mouse on the Mayflower comes to us from 1968 by none other than Rankin Bass.
If you think their adaptation of Return of the King was spot on, wait till you see their take on American history.
And I apologize in advance for the poor quality of the footage that I was able to dig up. Funny enough, it seems that despite having several decades head start on the other 2, Mouse on the Mayflower has somehow not garnered the cult fandom that Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer and Feathertop have, and therefore doesn't have as many high-quality bootleg uploads online. I mean, legal DVD releases that I would very legally purchase online.
You know, there's a little more to Thanksgiving than all this turkey and pumpkin pie. Oh, there's nothing wrong with feasting and enjoying yourselves, but it's good to remember why we celebrate and the story behind it all.
If you're American, then you already know the tale of the first Thanksgiving ever, and you probably also know that it's as authentic as this here Romulan ale. But don't worry, Rankin Bass is here to set the record straight.
It's a fake. But maybe you'd like to have it from a different point of view.
Like a Native Americans?
You see, my folks came over on the Mayflower.
Old sports, I will tell you the truth, God's truth about Thanksgiving.
The Mayflower Compact, basis for all the laws governing our nation. Just 100 words or so, but each word means freedom.
Especially the freedom to own slaves. To Mouse on the Mayflower's credit, the movie does have that cute, retro, trippy 1960s style of animation.
Brothers, sisters, we can endure this treatment no longer. The Virginia colonies, where someday we will find our peace and happiness.
After we genocide the Indians.
America?
Aye, girl. America!
I say!
Christ, that scared me all the way back into the old version of this review.
That gallant and tough military man, Captain Miles Standish.
Did he say Niles Standish?
Hello, Bob. This is Niall Standish.
Hi.
Talk to me of your inflatables.
Other key players include this Pilgrim Barbie doll and her comical nanny, who mainly exist for the animators to vent about how badly they wanted to be working with Disney instead of Rankin Bass. I mean, they are not subtle about any of their Disney ripoffs in this special. Though Pilgrims would be one balls boring subject to be stuck animating for 40 minutes, so I can understand them looking for any excuse to dip into a different genre and some LSD. I'm assuming this chick's name is something princessy, like, I don't know, Clara or Rose or Sarah.
A whole new world.
Hi, Mistress Mullins.
Did you say Miss Mellons?
There I go, shocked into the past again.
Now, I suppose you were wondering where I was.
Where I was? Don't you mean where my ancestor was? Who's telling this story? A vampire mouse? Know what? If the mouse doesn't care about continuity, then neither do I. Henceforth, I'm going to be interchangeably switching back and forth between my old and new footage. Don't like it, you can suck my big buttery corn cob.
Now, I expected that there would be songs in this movie, and I expected the songs would probably be a little bit pointless. But dear God!
Say, how about giving a chap a little elbow room?
What do you want? You try coming up with something to sing about for 3 minutes in the Thanksgiving story. This Thanksgiving, I am thankful that they at least got Tom to make a cameo from Tom and Jerry. It was a tough life aboard the Mayflower, the Pilgrims' only entertainment in all those months being their one copy of 50 Shades of Grey and the occasional bouts of Nazi punching, but Captain Adolf Crunch did his best to keep everything in order. 3 decades before Disney made Pocahontas, it was actually Rankin Bass who came up with the idea of blaming all the tensions between settlers and Native Americans on some made-up bad guys who were plotting to get gold. But seriously, even in the universe of this movie, who in the fuck thought it was a good idea to let these 2 obvious pirates on board the Mayflower? Seriously! Well, okay, if that's the captain, then okay, I guess I can see why those other 2 wouldn't stand out. But still. At least there's some memorable dialogue.
You'll need every penny's worth of my seamanship, sir. We need a great screw to jack up that beam to its regular position.
Eventually, they make it to Plymouth Rock and then celebrate with another classic 60s trip-out number.
Sunset, wait until I've had my fill of love.
Of course, the 60s also means, I'm not even gonna comment on the, portrayal of American Indians in this thing. I'm just not.
Attempted murder. That's good family entertainment.
My name, Little Big Thunder.
Where are your friends, Thunder?
So they become friends in 2 seconds, and Thunder is very forgiving for the other mouse for trying to murder him. Oh, fuck me. It's from the 60s. Jesus.
Pilgrim tribe friendly?
The friendliest.
So just like the Pilgrims have those 2 pirates, the Indians also have their own bad apple.
Meet Smiling Buzzard. Or maybe you'd rather not.
Am I going to hell for laughing my ass off at those racist sound effects? Well, no wonder he turned out how he did. His mother named him Smiling Buzzard. Well, fuck those guys. You don't need him, Smiling Buzzard. You just need the bare necessities.
Now, it is a fact that scoundrels can seek each other out miles apart.
As factual as anything else in this movie so far.
Actually, racism aside, I would much rather be watching a movie about these 4 bad guys. They plot to start a war because, I don't know, they're just trolls, I guess.
How terrible.
The priest does not sound convinced. But the rest of the Pilgrims are a lot more gullible, so it's up to the mice to save the day. Were these guys Disney fans, I wonder?
They're trying to show us something.
Why, they're gay.
Ouch! Why, you big blasted bloomin' bird! Sailor boy, I am going to give you 3 seconds to get out of these parts for good. 1, 2, 3. Yo!
Yeah, the last we heard of them, they were heading west.
Was that an implication that those four are also responsible for all the violence and tension on the frontier as well? From there, it's a lot more faithful to the story you're used to hearing. A winter comes, killing half of the pilgrims, and when it's over, everyone is so grateful to finally have all this food and space to themselves that they throw a celebratory feast.
We had the feast to end all feasts. Oh, there was turkey, and fruits, and vegetables, and big juicy berries, and, well, you name it. There was even, right, cheese. Good old English nummy cheddar.
And after the feast was the great Thanksgiving orgy.
Realistic as anything else in this movie.
Oh yeah, and I guess Miss Mellons and What's-His-Nuts finally get their romantic tensions wrapped up. And by the way, did we mention that we're Disney fans? I feel like Rankin Bass wasn't really sure how to wrap this movie up, because after the feast it just kind of fades off into this montage of different American tourist traps, and then eventually, I guess, just kind of fades off into the credits. I guess at this point they're figuring everybody stopped watching, so yeah.
Now I have two extremely important things. A BA in English and a blood alcohol level of 0.2 something, or was that my GPA? Whatever, let's analyze this Thanksgiving turkey.
Mouse on the Mayflower is stupid on purpose. It is satire, a social commentary on the Thanksgiving myth, a political cartoon if you will. The European fairy tale motifs are meant to highlight that this is all the Thanksgiving story is, a white man's fairy tale. Cameos from the likes of Baloo, Tom, and Jerry further highlight the story's absurdity and phoniness. This special was made during the 1960s. Yes, social change was underway, but so was the Cold War and the Red Scare. All in all, it was probably not the best time to try openly opposing a patriotic holiday like Thanksgiving, lest you end up getting blacklisted. Thus, the creators of Mouse on the Mayflower covertly created this brilliant satire and commentary on American propaganda under the guise of an innocent Thanksgiving special. Note the blatant hippie imagery that the animators slipped into the film.
Or they just had half an hour slot to fill for a holiday that gave them nothing to work with story-wise, so they just kind of farted out whatever came to them on the spot. But reading it as deliberate satire makes it oh so fitting.
In the old version of this review, I parted with an ultimately positive rating of this as a film for small children, but now that I'm thinking more seriously about someday having kids of my own, I don't think I would be comfortable showing portrayals of Native Americans in this way, or this butchering of history in general, to a kid under 7 years old. Sure, maybe 7 to 8 to 9 would be old enough to understand the context, but by that age, I don't think they'd be entertained by this dreck anymore anyway. I seriously would just stick to Charlie Brown. And then after the kids are in bed, South Park Starvin' Marvin special.
Wow, those are some pissed off turkeys.
What the hell is going on?
Oh my God, they've killed Kenny. You bastards!
The last three are getting away! Shoot them, Ned! Okay, people, move along. Nothing to see here, you looky-loos.
Actually, it makes sense for Baloo to be in this movie hanging out with Native Americans, because Baloo is a Indian bear? I'm sorry.